last time I made the mistake of falling in love was almost 2 years ago. Lottie was the rare woman who could match my geek fandom energy. She's the reason I read Dune, and she's inspired more than one of these videos. The day we met at a Cuban restaurant, we talked for hours, and on every date after that. I learned 2 things from her, one from finding her and one from losing her. Funnily, both were lessons that took more than one teaching to finally sink in. By meeting her, I remembered that I can fall in love. My heart does work. I don't have to settle for ho-hum or even good enough. When you meet the right kind of person, there's something there in the air between you. The conversation feels right, and the food tastes better, and the hours tick by, and you can't believe where the evening's gone, but you can't wait to see them again. This might seem obvious to someone who's in a good mood, but when I'm feeling lonely, or when I worry about the fact that I'm almost 30 and not yet married, this can be hard to keep in mind. So I'm putting it somewhere that I can remind myself that I can feel love, I have felt love, I will be in love again, and so will you, my dear watchers. What I learned from losing her is just as important. When I met her, Lottie wasn't out to her family. I thought, no worries, lots of good people come from families where they don't see eye to eye with everyone. Not everyone has to be friends with their in-laws. But this sense of secret keeping wasn't kept in Atlanta. It followed Lottie to DC. After a few dates, she asked to take a step back, at least in terms of how we thought about ourselves. Being gay and dating women was all too much for her. I should have known then how things would go because I'd been there before. More than one time. This dynamic of shame and secrecy was one of the reasons I left the South, and why I swore, as God is my witness, I would never date a Southerner again. We all, as Southern gays, just have too much baggage. But then again, there's something about spending my time with another Southerner that I couldn't and can't resist, and by that point I'd grown fond of her. We continued without labels, but kept doing all the same flirtatious things, like going to queer blues dancing classes and the holiday market. Besides, it wasn't like we'd be in relationship limbo forever. She had a plan to come out to her family just after she had one last normal good Christmas with them. I went shopping for her present, a little plant gadget to help keep her struggling money tree alive. A week before Christmas, she stopped texting me altogether. The holiday came and went. I returned her presents. She finally texted me to say that she was doing poorly and staying with some longtime friends. I assumed that she came out to her family and that it didn't go well, but I don't know anything for sure. I promised to give her space, and now it's been 1.5 years. I still miss her from time to time. She's the most recent loss I've talked about on this channel, but I do think it's been just long enough to have learned something important. You can't build a relationship with someone who can't live honestly. I have to trust that someday I'll find someone with whom I click who can do that.